Welcome to Nonprofit Nerd Impact Unleashed. Get ready to dive into the world of nonprofit leadership and sustainability, where the passion and unstoppable dedication of those making a real impact are celebrated. With your host, Jarrett Ransom, get ready to explore inspiring stories and game changing strategies of nonprofit leaders from across the sector. In this season, we're focusing on critical management challenges that are key to the long-term success of nonprofit organizations. Nonprofit Nerd Impact Unleashed is your go-to podcast for no-nonsense, in-depth conversations with the real-life superheroes of the nonprofit sector. Get ready to unleash your inner nerdiness and learn how to navigate and overcome the challenges that help build stronger, more sustainable organizations. Now, let's dive in and harness the collective power of our nonprofit networks to create lasting change.
Welcome back, my fellow nonprofit nerds. Are you ready? Because we have another phenomenal conversation with Karen Johnson joining me today. Now, you're going to hear that Karen and I do know one another. We live in the same community, and it really has been a pleasure watching her navigate this landscape. She reminds us in this conversation about braided funding, the importance of that, but she also shares a lot about how she leans into her own curiosity, collaboration, using those as strategic initiatives, and also how collaboration are fueling and fulfilling, if you will, personal and professional development for her own team right now. She's got a lot of great insight to share. Again, truly a phenomenal leader. Thrilled to have her in this space and sharing so openly with all of us. So enjoy the conversation. But before I turn it over so that you can hear what all she has to share, I do want to give a shout out of immense gratitude to Bloomerang for being this season's sponsor. All right, now enjoy your conversation because Karen shares a lot of great insight. Enjoy. All right. Well, thank you for joining me, Karen. For all of you listening, I am thrilled to have one of our local rock stars. Yes, Karen Johnson, that is you, New Pathways for Youth. I have felt so privileged, honored to have met you over the course of, I want to say the last 12, maybe 18 months, but really to watch your leadership, watch how you move about the community. So for all of our listeners, would you please just share a little bit about yourself and your role in the nonprofit sector?
Thank you for that introduction. It's a thrill for me to join you. Been a listener of the podcast for a while and a fan of yours, so it's great to be here. Karen Johnson, CEO of New Pathways for Youth. New Pathways has been serving youth in Phoenix for 36 years now. We're located in Central Phoenix. We also serve kids in Maryvale. Our program is a mentoring program, so we connect youth with a caring, dedicated adult, and we have a personal development curriculum and workforce opportunities and other things to help kids get launched into life.
Yes, all good things. And again, I'm so fortunate to be able to see you and move about the local community with you, Karen. So for everyone, this is the Metro Phoenix community, but maybe many of our listeners have a similar mission or maybe some programmatic elements that might be the same. But when I think of a leader, I absolutely put you at top of the list, Karen. It really has been fun to watch how you navigate relationships and connections. So I'd love to start off by really just, looking at leadership at that intersection of sustainability, two really big key items in our sector and really probably any industry truly. But I want to ask you, what does leadership and what does sustainability look like for you and your organization right now in light of our current affairs? We have a lot going on in our world. So what do these two look like for you?
Yeah, so these are interesting times to be leading a social benefit organization. And I always try to be a glass half full person and to look for the silver linings and things. And I think our environment has given us all the opportunity to reconnect with our missions and to remind ourselves why we're doing the work that we're doing and why it's important and why we need to continue to fight for the communities that we serve and advocate for the values and the people that we believe in and their importance to our community. So I think some of the challenges we may be facing on the funding landscape or just in the culture in general has really helped us to really focus on why we're here and why we need to be here and why our work is so important. So that's been a important exercise for us here at New Pathways to collectively look at our youth and see them achieving success and watching their journey over the course of the time that they're in our program and knowing that we're making a difference and we're bringing some new opportunities and new ways of thinking to young people in our community, which is so important. I think leadership also looks like something that's sort of core to how I try to show up in the community is how can we collaborate? That we're all, there's enough generosity in the community for all of us. And how can we work together to deliver our services more effectively, more efficiently, and more impactfully for the young people that we're serving? So the network that I've spent a few years building has really been my most important support system and really a source of strength so that when we have questions or navigating different issues, we know the people to call and we have this relationships of trust and accountability to each other that we can really support each other through some of the challenges.
We need that so very badly. And when I think of you and your mission in particular, Karen, I think that you are building leaders, you are fostering, you're empowering, like you are growing these leaders, and you have adult mentors serving as peer leaders as well. So that takes me to your leadership style. I'm really curious, like, if you were to define your particular leadership style, how would you define that? What does that look like?
My leadership style is rooted in curiosity, in a belief that I don't have all the answers. I have very few answers, and I really believe in teamwork. And so I know I have an incredible team here at this organization, as well as in the community at large, of people with different expertise, different experiences, different privileges, different perspectives. And I want to learn from all of them and take the best from all of them and mold them into something very powerful that can help advance our mission forward. So that sense of curiosity, I hope, drives me, that I'm not the person with the answers, that I'm here to ask questions and to make connections and to really empower my team to do what they're so good at doing. And to always be in a place where I can learn from them. And I'm a mentor in the program as well. So I know I learn from my youth every day, what they're facing, what they're experiencing, and then thinking about how can we come around and support youth better who are dealing with a whole new set of challenges. So that sense of curiosity, I hope, is what drives my leadership.
I really appreciate that definition. And I have often found myself as a very curious person as well. I have a now, 15-year-old son. And when he would ask me why, I would think, oh my gosh, how many more times can I answer this question? But you know what, Karen? I asked that a lot too. So I realized, oh, he is simply modeling, the question, the curiosity. So I appreciate that you really embody that style. You've named it. You really own that. I'm curious how curious your teens are, right? Like the youth, not just teens, but youth within the program. Are you seeing this showing up from them as well, the curiosity?
Yeah, I think to join our program, the young people have to be really interested in connecting with an adult, right? To get a mentor and to learn from someone else. And they have a sort of a set of expectations as what they think that might mean, but what they really come to understand is that we're there to help them figure themselves out. All right. So asking lots of questions and having conversations, really deep conversations about when this happens to you, how do you react? Or how do you think about things? And so they learn from us and we're learning from them. And there's no right answer, right? In being human, everyone has their own approach and their own way. So it's not trying to even teach them something. It's just more about listening to them, being curious about their approach, and helping them kind of figure out how they want to be, how they want to show up, what they want to do in life. And it's really a lot of fun because they have such a optimistic and I try to remember when I was 14, right? And the whole world is in front of you and all of life. And so how can they take advantage of everything that our community offers to them?
Yeah, I can only imagine how cool that is. And I have gotten to know, I would say, a handful maybe of the mentors that serve with your mission. And it is fun for me to hear their firsthand stories. So I appreciate the commitment that is definitely there. Well, I want to ask more of a tougher question, but as I alluded in the very beginning, we are navigating some turbulent times and there's a lot going on overall in, the social landscape, the economic landscape. I'm curious how that has impacted your organization, but I'm really mostly asking about the changes, the adaptations maybe that you've had to make from your leadership level, the board level, staff level. Can you share any examples of real-time scenarios of what you have navigated through change?
Yeah, I think one of the hardest challenges that we're facing is a lot of the families that we're serving are really afraid. There's a lot of uncertainty and a lot of confusion and a lot of trust of authorities or of other organizations. Maybe they kind of are not sure where to turn. So we've always had deep roots in the communities that we've served and really believe in the power of information. So we've held some sessions with our families just to try to give them some information about what is happening and where they can go for resources, and if they need legal help, if they need economic support, if they need workforce support, we're able to connect them to those resources in the community. And I think the other thing it's kind of brought to me from a responsibility perspective, I guess, is the importance of advocacy. And we have a voice, our youth have a voice, our caregivers have a voice, our board members have a voice, our corporate partners, our mentors. So how can we advocate for the things that we believe in and we want to value in our organization? People who are our clients, our customers, our neighbors, how can we support them and be there for them and really advocate for the things that we believe in and the changes we want to to see whether it's the economic environment, the political environment, the social environment, all of those things. So it's a reminder that people are listening and our voices need to be heard.
Well, and I want to say kudos to you for really leaning in, acknowledging that your space is safe for your families, and to then offer, maybe you offered this previously, but further these resources that the families are seeking and not quite sure where to go. Well, they're already connected to, your organization and the mission and their mentors. So I just think that is a brilliant and compassionate solution that has been provided. So hats off to whose ever idea, but really like everyone that it takes to deliver that information. I think that's phenomenal and a wonderful way to be of service to the community.
Thank you. And it's really my team. My team is on the ground working with many different community organizations and advocacy groups, and talking really with our families and hearing their concerns and their fears and their worries, and wanting to, again, just provide them the information and the resources and the connections that they need to feel comfortable and to continue to be valued members of our community.
That's so great. I really love that. When we think of these changing times, and we think also, Karen, of in your CEO role, operational efficiency is likely on your job description, likely in your review, are we being efficient with our time and our money and all the resources that we have? But I'm really curious how you're balancing, and overall your team, not just you, but the entire team there, the need for this operational efficiency, but also I'm going to say the need as well as the desire to pour into your people. Maybe that's professional development, maybe that's wellness and self-care. How are you balancing this, and how is your team balancing this?
We're very fortunate that New Pathways for Youth is really a learning organization, right? Learning, personal development, learning, curriculum, that's core to what we do. So we have a lot of expertise on the team. And our budget this year, we've kept it pretty mean and lean in terms of focusing on the team, supporting our youth and our mentors. So we've had to take out some outside professional development funding until we see how things shake out. And instead, we've relied on each other. And we know that there are team members who can deliver personal development trainings and provide programs. We've also partnered with other youth-serving organizations. So our colleagues at Not My Kid have come and delivered 3 workshops to our program teams about teen mental health and teen social media use and some addiction issues. So it's been a great way to support another agency and to use their expertise to help support our team and the work that we're doing. For our retreat this year, we all laid in our course room and we did a sound bath. And it was an amazing experience that was really completely within the budget, with a great partner, and just a way to sort of unwind, relax, connect into ourselves, rejuvenate our spirits. And anytime we have sort of a weekly kickstart that we all get together. Some days we do dancing, some days we do music, some days we just talk and tell stories. But it's really that opportunity to support each other, to be in the work together, and to find new ways to make sure we're all tapped into our own wellness and well-being.
That sounds really fun. And I'm going to take this opportunity to also give a shout out, a plug to one of our other dear friends, Melissa Steimer with Gabriel's Angels, because I love seeing what she's doing as well with her team. I think they did like the silk aerial yoga or something. So between your sound bath and her aerial, silk yoga, however that's phrased, I love these opportunities. And also, truly, Karen, your reminder to go within your own team. And for our listeners, even if you have a small team, that could be your board, it could be your volunteers. And as you mentioned, collaborate with other organizations in your community to provide professional development when maybe you don't have the budget or the ability to contract that out. Lean in to your community. Brilliant.
Yeah. I'll give a shout out to my board. In the month of June, they kind of on their own said, what can we do to support the team? And every day, several days in June, someone came and dropped off cookies for us, or they filled our refrigerator with fizzy water and sodas and bought us lunch. And we had a happy hour one day. So them on their own really saying, what are some small ways that we can let the team know we're thinking about them and supporting their work that we know is really hard, it was so much collaboration and really heartful giving back to us, and the team appreciated that so much. So I think any nonprofit board leader, board member, it's a great opportunity to always remember to connect in with the staff and support the team in all the ways that you can.
Absolutely. So board members, if you're listening, take that note. It could be as simple as fizzy water, right? Like really something like that goes such a long way. Well, Karen, if we look ahead, forecasting sustainability wise for your organization, what do you think, or what are you talking about now with your team? What, sustainability looks like, how you're defining it, maybe how you're making decisions, with that focus on sustainability in mind. I don't know if you're a July 1 start or a January 1 start. So depending on where you are in your fiscal, what does the future and the sustainability look like right now?
So we're at July 1, so we just started our month in to our fiscal year. And but as I mentioned, I think before, for 36 years, the community has supported our work and our mission. And we continue to have faith in that community. So continuing to deepen those relationships with our supporters and our funders who have always showed up for us, who believe in what we do, keeping them close, making sure that they know what we're up to, are supporting our work. That's been, I think, the most important budgetary impact that we've had is keeping our longtime supporters very close. We've also needed to bring new funders in. So we're always looking for opportunities to write a new grant, consider a new partnership, and the whole concept of braided funding, right? Private donations, government funding, and some earned revenue. So government funding is the biggest unknown, and that's something we didn't really include in our budget. And we still think there are some opportunities for that, but we're not counting on it.
Smart.
Earned revenue, we are our biggest assets are our parking lot and our building. So continuing to get a little bit of revenue from those resources that can feed back into our mission. And then looking for other ways, we've started a school-based curriculum in the past few years where we're partnering with school districts to deliver our personal development curriculum in the classroom. And looking for corporate sponsors who want to be part of that effort, other grant programs really tied to that. And really trying to be creative and thinking about ways that we can continue to expand our work and be able to serve more kids within the resources that we have in the community.
I have a question, pointed question, and one I didn't prep you for, but I'm really curious as the conversation has gone. If your board has changed, and mostly by the way of like, have you intentionally added board members to then, add the connections and the relationships there? Have you seen attrition during this time? I'm really curious about that.
So very timely question because we are bringing on 4 or 5 new board members at our next meeting. And that's
Fantastic.
been part of a process of always recruiting and looking for new people who want to support our mission and our work and be part of our volunteer board. So we've um, the 4 or 5 new members that we're bringing on come from different industries and have access to other potential funders and donors. So that's critical. The advocacy of the board, their ability to connect us with both for mentor recruitment as well as for fundraising is very important. So that expansion is definitely part of our strategy for this year.
Well, thank you for sharing and good luck with the board members. I know that's phenomenal to add 4 or 5. There's so many organizations that would love to have 4 or 5 truly active. And here you are adding 4 to 5, additionally to your already very active board. Well, Karen, I have loved having this conversation with you. Again, fortunate to have you in the same community, which we both reside. But for those that would like to connect with you, want to learn more about you, maybe personally, or also, the organization, New Pathways for Youth, where should people find you? How do we connect?
Yeah, so our website for New Pathways for Youth is npfy.org. If you're interested in becoming a mentor, we have links, an hour-long Zoom session to learn all the things about how to become a mentor and how to become a volunteer at New Pathways for Youth is on our website. And you can find me on LinkedIn as Karen Johnson, and happy to connect with anyone there and cheer on. I love cheering on people's professional journeys on LinkedIn and so many great learnings and great connections from that community. So, yeah.
Yeah. I would say if you're not following Karen yet, do yourself a favor and follow her. It is you make some of the most fun posts. Yes, around your mentees and the whole organization. I love your dog post, how you connect that into these leadership moments and coachable moments. So that leaves me coachable moment. Is there any final takeaway, sage advice, anything that you would like to leave our leaders that are listening today that you want to leave them with?
No, my advice is always to keep your head up, keep doing the work. The work is important. Our community needs all of us in the social benefit sector to keep at it, and to find your people and to find moments of joy to celebrate with each other, to cheer each other on, and to really have the hard conversations and learnings from each other. So I am so grateful to be in this work, so grateful to be able to serve the youth that we serve and the families we serve, and to lead an incredible team of professionals. It's my heart is full every day. So I appreciate this conversation and this opportunity.
Well, I appreciate you, Karen. Keep up the great work and thank you.